we're going to now be talking about TAKAAN by the fantastic Steve Gore. And if you are unfamiliar with Steve, which I'm pretty sure you're not, he's released a lot of magic in the past. His magic is, it's commercial in the sense that all of the material that he's released, you can head out and you can perform in a working environment. I really, really like his material. But what I was going to say is, regarding this release, TAKAAN, it's something new that Steve has just put out, and I've managed to twist Steve's arm up his back to come on and have a little chat and hopefully give us a live performance so we can see this actual release. When Steve first sent this over to me, I was really, really excited about it. And I'll tell you a little bit more in a moment why I'm so excited about it. But what we will do is get Steve Gore straight onto the show. So here he is. Hey, Steve, how are you?
Hi, Joel. How are you? I'm good.
Oh, good. We're both good. No, honestly, thank you so much for coming on and spending a few moments to talk about your latest release.
No, my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, no problem. And as I said, I genuinely am really excited about this. There's one main reason, and I haven't really told you why I like this so much, but I will do very shortly. But first of all, do you mind if I did manage to twist your arm up your back, as I've already told the people who are watching for a live performance? Should we get into that straight away? Would that be okay?
Yeah, sure. Certainly. Now, there are lots of famous magic tricks in the world, as you're aware. There's like sawing a lady in half, the cups and balls, the linking rings. When it comes to card magic, there's a very famous card trick, but not a lot of general public have even heard of it. It's called any card at any number. Yeah. So I'd like you, first of all, to think of any playing card. You got one?
Any card in the pack, yeah?
Yeah, just think of one, yeah?
Yep, okay.
Please tell me it's not the Queen of Hearts or the Ace of Spades.
It's not, no.
Excellent. Everybody picks those two. They are the most popular. So you can name your card for me.
Yeah, okay, name it. I'm going for the Two of Hearts.
Two of Hearts. So I'll just write on the back of my little business card here, I'll put 2H.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Now I'd like to think of a number. So less than 52. It could be a birthday, an anniversary, a special number, or just a random number. Yeah, if it's a very big number, it might get a little bit boring counting to it, but it's your choice.
Well, I was going to keep it quite low anyway, because I was going to go for the number 5.
5? Yeah.
Yep.
So there we are, number 5. So I'm now going to search through the cards with my mind and see if the 5th card is indeed the Two of Hearts. It is. It's a very good trick, isn't it?
See, that's why I was telling you I loved it. It was absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
Do you need to check, or do you believe me?
I would definitely prefer to check, please, Steve.
Okay, bear with me a second. I'll take the cards here. I'll just try and keep them in view. So obviously they would do the counting themselves. So card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4. The next one is the 5th card. Oops, now, 52 cards, 52 possible locations. The odds of this card being the Two of Hearts are actually 1 in 2,704.
That's not the card.
Well, I have been performing this 2,703 times without success, so hopefully this is the one.
Hopefully. Oh, wow. That's absolutely brilliant. Wow.
Now,
that is so good.
With obviously any card at any number, there are several ways it could go, several outcomes. So this is just one outcome that does happen quite a lot. So,
yeah. Well, just to be totally open and clear about it, I have looked at the tutorials and the instructions, and still watching that is. Wow, that is. I'm still trying in my own head go back to figure out. Yeah, wow, that is so good. Thank you. That's absolutely amazing. The one thing that I've been wanting to kind of lead to say, and I haven't quite said to you yet, the reason why I like it so much is, one, magicians are the one thing that you're saying. And when you perform this and you present this, you're talking about the classics in magic, about, the linking rings or the cups and balls. And the reality is, and any card at any number is absolutely a staple for a lot of magicians. Magicians obsess over it naturally
Yeah,
because it's also one of those pieces of magic that when you performed it on a participant and your audience and they go away and think about it, that's when they realize how impossible it actually is. And,
it is. There's just
and
something so pure about it, isn't there? Where they say any card, any number, and
yeah,
they just can't backtrack. You know, you seemingly just take the cards out, you do nothing,
yeah, yeah,
and you just But
yeah.
I think traditionally it's been, like you say, it's a staple for a lot of magicians. Everybody knows the effect in the magic community, but so
Definitely.
very few actually do it.
And that's what I was just going to get to. You've took the words right out of my mouth. I think a reason why a lot of people shy away from the routine is because of the complexity of it whilst you're actually performing, or
Yeah,
the limitations of it. And the reality is, with what you've created here, you can open up your set with this, or you can close your set with this. And it's it's absolutely performable, and it
yeah,
really is. As I said, there are a lot of gimmicked packets of cards, and there's no real gimmicks in the sense with what you're doing here. If you wanted to, you could get rid of gimmicks completely and commit everything to memory. And I don't want to say too much with giving too much away, but the reality is that you could set this up, and once you've mastered that routine, you could just take a deck of cards, set it up in just a couple of minutes in reality, and
yeah,
head out and perform it. And that is, with this actual version of an any card at any number,
mm,
it's very, very pure.
yeah,
And it's slight. This is the other thing. A lot of any card at any numbers are either technically very demanding in the sense of manipulation, or they're
and
very
mental.
mentally taxing, yeah, and that often staggers the performer,
Yeah,
so that they can't be themselves as performers. But
yeah,
genuinely, I'm not just saying this because you're here now on this episode, but I think it's probably one of my favorite any card at any numbers, based on simplicity.
yeah,
And that's important with what magicians do, the simplicity of what you've created here.
yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
When did you start working on this?
Well, like you mentioned before, I brought out a few effects over the years. One of them was a special pack of cards a couple of years ago
Yeah,
called the Amnesia deck. And I kind of had the any card at any number as one of the routines there. But because I had, I'm trying not to give too much away,
it's all right.
there was something that made it a little bit more difficult mathematics wise to perform.
Yeah,
So it's just over these last 6 months, I've just been tinkering with it and making it with a regular deck of cards, making it without the memory work, without the mathematics.
yeah, streamlined.
No apps, no technology. It's just a deck of cards.
One thing that I've realized about this is when you did your performance on me, then the cards were facing away from me.
Yes,
And uh, I actually realized that you could do the entire routine every single time with the cards face down. That's right,
yes,
isn't it?
yeah. It's
Yeah,
possible depending on which deck you use. Yes,
exactly. Yeah, yeah. So if we use something like a night flight deck, or I don't know if you've got a particular favorite.
GPS deck.
Yeah, hey, yeah, of course, yeah. Then yeah, then you can perform this entirely face down. So
Yeah.
it adds that extra layer of impossibility. So where can people pick this up?
Currently, just direct from me. So if they send a £20 PayPal to paypal@stevegore.co.uk,
Okay,
I'll
excellent.
send all the information, all the files out.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put the details of how to pay or how to get in touch with you in the description on this video. So if anybody does want to pick up this routine, and I would say you've seen a performance of it already. I have personally read the instructions and the tutorial and watched it. The one thing I really like about it and really admire about this, Steve, is that you haven't just put one performance, and you haven't just put the best outcomes. You've also put live performances in lots of different environments,
Hmm.
including taking it to a stage. You
Yeah,
get to see you performing this routine on a stage,
yeah.
and that's really, really nice.
There's
Yeah,
because there's not just this the performance I've shown you now. there's like 6 other routines. So I call this one pure gold, which is any card, any number. There are 6 other routines, which are even easier. You know, you don't even need to touch the main deck. You can use a regular deck or an invisible deck, or there's lots of different routines.
Definitely, I think that's one thing that we've just completely forgot to highlight, and that's what makes this even better. You're getting so much more than just the card at any number. You are getting, am I right, there's 4 different routines?
There was 4, I've added 2 more, so there's 7 in total.
Wow, so you're getting 7 routines, and they're all pretty much based on the at any number plot, aren't they, really? And for me, I think the highlight of the project is that routine that you just performed on me. But one thing that you do, I don't want to give anything away at all, but by using an existing tool, you perform a card at any number by doubling up the prediction, if that makes sense. And I've never seen a card at any number applied like that, and I think it works really, really well.
It's like any card at any number.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, it is, isn't it? It's the same. It is a card at any number. It is. Or it's like any card at any number. I'm trying to talk a little bit kind of
in code.
In code, but I don't think it's going to be coming across well. But honestly, I think for this as a project, it's £20.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's got to be picked up because it's particularly for that. People have now just seen that performed on me, and I genuinely absolutely love it. I think you've created something really, really good, really practical, and baffling. Baffling. Yeah.
Because there are thousands of magicians out there, just like me, that have a terrible memory. They're not good at maths. I'm not a particularly technical card guy, so I like to do it. If I can do it, then everybody can do it.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice. I can't wait to put it together and head out and perform it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you can, just to be totally clear about this, you can perform. I'm talking about the any card at any number that you just performed on me there.
Yeah.
You could effectively approach a table, you could perform this routine, and then you can shuffle the deck and go into your routine. You don't even need to shuffle the deck. You could just go and use that packet of cards as a regular deck of cards. So if anybody's watching this thinking that deck can't be used, it absolutely can. You can use that pack because it is a regular packet of cards. So
there's no special cards added or anything.
I think one thing that I really like about this is that there's no actual stack to remember. So there's no long-winded memory work to be processing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of how I designed it. I mean, the cards are in an order, but you don't need to memorize that order. And I supply everything that you need for the most popular orders, should we say. But you can also customize it yourself if you have your own unique order.
Absolutely. Well, no, it's right, really, because you've also provided your own within this as well. So it's a lot of work and a lot of effort has gone into this. And I think it's fair to say that the work and effort you've put into this, everybody who heads out and performs it, they've had the work done for them. And I know that's the same with pretty much every magic trick that we buy, but this is something that is longevity, and it's in any card at any number. So all the hard work has been done by you. People just have to do something in a certain order effectively, and then you've got that routine to perform at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, I mean, as a magician, I've never learned the order of any cards, and developing this project, I thought, well, I'll start laying out an order myself. And I came up with this square stack, which is, like I said, you don't have to learn it. But for me, I can now work out where most cards are. And I sort of created it, and then an hour later, I performed it to my toughest audience, which is my eldest daughter, Deanna, who's 17, and knows how all magic tricks work. She's like Penn and Teller. And she said a card, and I thought, actually, I know where that card is. And I didn't have to implement my system. And she said a number, and I thought, oh, actually, I know the difference, and I know what the card is. I need to put where. And so for a brief moment, I did any card at any number without my TAKAAN system.
Yeah.
And I felt like Assy Wind for a moment. Slightly older and with less hair, but with a northern accent.
I'm sure that Azzy Wind will be watching this wanting to be you right now. So
I mean, some people are good at mental maths. Some aren't. So if you can do mental maths, brilliant. If, like me, you struggle, especially under pressure, if people are looking at you and you're trying to multitask and perform, but with this you don't have to. So it's all done for you.
Yeah. And do you know, I'm really glad you said that as well about how you haven't memorized the stack, because in my years of performing, I've never done any stack work. I'm the same as you. I've never, but this is another reason why I've never committed to heading out and performing any card at any number routines, because they've all been complex. And I think this genuinely, TAKAAN, simplifies it, makes it easy, and it's and it still gives the audience that exact same experience as the most technically or mentally demanding variations of it. So it's a solid, workable, any card at any number, with a lot more in the project.
It's also good if you do know a stack. If you know a stack but you're not good at maths, the system helps you as well. So win-win.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give you a massive thumbs up. I absolutely love it. And as I say, I can't wait to get performing it. And I'm pretty sure people are going to be looking forward to buying this and heading out and performing it. So thank you once again, Steve, for coming on and sharing some more details and giving us a performance.
My pleasure. Thank you, Joel.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Steve. Take care of yourself.
You too.
Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you all soon. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.
Bye.